Hi guys, thanks for watching. Change of backdrop, why not? Hey, keeps it interesting. It is Friday the 11th of January 2019. The moon is in Pisces, but things are really about to get moving, so let's have a look. The moon is actually going to enter Aries tomorrow morning, wherever you are actually in the world. Oh, well, tomorrow evening in New Zealand, of course. But that's going to be midnight 17 Pacific, 3:17 a.m. Eastern, and 8:17 tomorrow morning here in UK. The moon is going to enter Aries. Activity goes up. People can be quite impetuous, you know. You've got to look before you leap, and you've got to be aware that other people probably aren't looking before they leap, or may not be. Just sort of keep an eye on that, because it's a time when social things, and not just social, but the practical things of people working together can go a fair bit awry, because we're kind of quite self-critical, and there's the urgency to get things done because it's the beginning of the cycle, and that is particularly heightened because it's the beginning of the year. And if our projects and our plans for 2019 haven't got off the ground yet, that could become a concern. But basically, we do not want to worry. It's half moon on Monday the 14th, so we're getting quite close to that now. The moon, as I speak, is actually 22.5% full. She's waxing still crescent. Once she hits 50% full, she's kind of halfway up. After that, she's gibbous, like sticking out instead of crescent. And the cosmic energy behind our plans and our efforts to make our plans happen and to help each other and to help ourselves, that cosmic energy is greatly heightened once the moon is over 50%. So it's going to get good, and things are building up this weekend, basically. It's been an interesting week, right? On January the 7th, Venus left Scorpio and entered Sagittarius. Well, Sagittarius is kind of fiery and flexible, and it can be a flashpoint for really kind of exciting new things to start happening. On the other hand, it can burn out very quickly. It is very fiery, and like a comet, it can just burn out. So there could have been relationship ups and downs, who knows? And I mention that because although that was on the 7th and it's past, it is a theme, and that theme is going to go on and on, certainly throughout January, and we'll see some more of it as we go through the year. But today, it's an amazing opportunity to go into yourself, get to know the hermit, the inner you, that self-knowledge that it's so important, you know. If we don't know who we are, if we don't know where we want to go, anything can come in and we can just end up doing anything and not having the success and the happiness we could have if we were able to stick to our path. So it's good to go into ourselves, have a deep look, have a deep think, because the sun is in Capricorn, and it just once a year it meets with Pluto, and that is happening now. Pluto, of course, rules the unconscious world, subconscious behaviours, that kind of thing. So the Capricorn sun is kind of quite a formal influence on that, and it can be a real time of transformation. In fact, today could be a really brilliant day for a major transformation. But that influence is around all weekend, as far as I can see. So it's not like you've got to jump on it right now. On Sunday, January the 13th, there's going to be the first square between Jupiter and Neptune of this year. There are actually two more coming up this year, and that is a very powerful thing. Neptune, a planet that has, again, a great deal to do with the subconscious, psychic behaviours, that kind of thing. It's a very, very distant planet, and I'm sorry, it's a very, very distant constellation. And Jupiter is a very distant planet, a gas giant, looks much bigger than it is. If you've ever given a bath to a particularly hairy cat, you know, the cat is massive, and when the cat is wet, it looks like a piece of string, to be quite honest. And that is Jupiter for you. If you took away all the kind of lack of substance from it, there wouldn't be much left. So we can't believe the promises too much that come in around Jupiter-Neptune square, and basically, it's a Pollyanna thing, you know. We start trying to see the good in everything and just only see the good. Don't see any of the bad, and then everything will be fine. Well, if you were brought up in the 1960s and 70s in the UK, not everyone, but there's a fairly strong possibility that you were kind of not taught any of the nasty things about life, because that generation of parents believed that if they didn't tell us anything nasty, we wouldn't think there was anything nasty and everything would be perfect. La la la, I don't quite believe that hasn't quite worked that way, but it was well intentioned. What can you say? Look, a little bit, don't want to, you know, have a dark kind of unpleasantness over your weekend by looking for the dark side, and that's not what I'm talking about at all. But just be aware that there is one, and you know, everything that looks wonderful might not be quite as wonderful as it seems. All part of getting to know ourselves, all part of getting on with life. And so those are two big events this weekend. Right now, the Sun is conjunct Pluto. So there are power plays going on everywhere. Someone might succeed. Unexpected people might win some power at this time. And that is always good because that changes the general thrust of the way things are going. A time for investigating things, cleaning up, that kind of thing. But a lovely, balanced, harmonic kind of a day because the moon is sextile the sun. Opportunities come up, people get on well, a great time for decision making because it is fairly real optimism as well. You know, sometimes when people get optimistic, you think, keep it real, you know, it's not that good. It could be this good. It could be that good this weekend, so look that way and keep on looking up. Mercury conjuncting Saturn, bringing serious matters out to the fore. Again, careful negotiation needed there. Venus trine Mars, all loved up. People are motivated by love, affection, devotion, that kind of thing. Great time for action in money matters, actually, by the way. Love, romance also. We find a good deal of cooperation. With people trying to make things happen for themselves when Venus is trine Mars. On the other hand, Mars is square Saturn. It's all about handling primitive impulses, that kind of thing. Conflicts, tensions, accidents, fighting may come up. People just trying to make things happen far too quickly. Well, that goes with the Sun conjunct Pluto, so that's worth thinking about. I'm glad I'm not an MP. Well, no, it'd be great if I was an MP. I'd be absolutely loaded. But no, I'm glad I haven't got to make any of those decisions. And actually, I'm glad I'm not an MP. Have you ever seen Jacob Rees-Mogg? God, would you like to be him? I'd hate to be. I know he's rich, and I'd just hate to be him. And what a just cold, dead, heavy life he lives. Right, okay, folks, bit of politics there. Have a fantastic day. Look out for those big things coming up this weekend. Basically, keep it real. Don't be afraid to look out for what's optimistic. Don't be afraid to go on in life with an optimistic frame of mind. Excuse me. But also, you know, take notice of the inner feelings, the inner emotions that come up and come out. And be aware that things might not be quite as good as they're being painted to be at the moment. Things are good, though, and I'll be back very soon. Have a great day, my friends. Bye-bye.